everyone, welcome to Bible Reading with Ariel. Today we are reading Proverbs chapter 31. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroys kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink to him that is ready to perish, and wine to those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax, and works willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships, she brings her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and gives meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She girds her loins with strength, and strengthens her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good. Her candle does not go out by night. She lays her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed in scarlet. She makes herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes fine linen and sells it, and delivers girdles to the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looks well to the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but you excel them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. So this is the only mention of King Lemuel in the Bible. And those who have done the research say there is no recorded history of this king. Some guess him to be from a kingdom outside of Israel. Others guess that it's a pen name for someone who wanted to be anonymous, and some speculate it was Solomon. But just as in Proverbs 30, we have a writer who only appears once in history, but whose words are just so profound. Whole ministries have been established around these words in Proverbs 31. And in almost all of the Proverbs, we're reading the words of a father to his son. And now we get to the very last chapter, and it's the words from a mother speaking to her son. And she's telling her son what he should be looking for in a woman. And before, we had the words of a man, which could be very off-putting for many women, but now we have the words of a woman. Not only a woman, but she's a mother. And for me, it kind of just hits differently. And most people use the second half of Proverbs 31 as a ministry for women. However, if we look at the first section, verses 2 through 9, it addresses the son directly, telling him the type of person that he ought to be. So, before we even get into the woman part of it and the type of woman he should be looking for, the mother makes sure to address the son and make sure that he's a man worthy of such a woman. So now moving on to the woman's part of it, we see in verse 10 that it opens up with, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And I have a notation at the bottom of my Bible that says literally a wife of valor. Valor being all forms of excellence. So everything that follows for the rest of the chapter is excellent. And I take from it that there are, various forms of excellence. And it may look different from woman to woman, and each woman's strength might be different than another's. But no matter what, if we do as it says in 1 Corinthians 10:31 and do all things to the glory of God, then no matter what we do, if it's unto the Lord, it is excellent. And there are just so many writings and teachings on Proverbs 31, and I would encourage you to seek those out and really consider them, because this is who God says that he created us to be as women. And everything that he asks of us, we are fully capable of doing when we lean on and trust in him. So don't get discouraged if you study Proverbs 31 and it seems overwhelming. But, rather ask the Lord to point out your strengths and, to grow you in those first. And I would say just be prepared for it to take time, because change doesn't happen overnight. But God is looking for someone who is just willing to say yes. Someone who's willing to answer the call of righteousness, to answer the call of excellence, to answer the call of goodness. So that is Proverbs chapter 31. And if you've been following along all month with 31 Days of Proverbs, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.